Welcome back to the SentOff podcast. You can hear it in my voice. It's just happened. Just got back from the game. Um, yeah, let's start from the beginning. It's a very good place to start. First of all, little shout out to our Lithuanian fans. Because I looked at who listens to our podcast the most. Lithuanians are second, 30% of our viewers. So thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate that. There might be one of you that's consistently pressing that play button, but thanks very much. Yeah, I'm downstairs today, so you might hear a few different noises than normal. Sorry about that, but everyone's asleep because it was a late kickoff, 8 o'clock against Watford at home. So we started it off. Awful start. 1-0 down. Daryl Yanmat, ball whipped in by I think Richarlison, sorry. Daryl Yanmat back post, nods it home. Speroni no chance. Schlupp should have done better. Schlupp's been really poor recently. I'm disappointed. But from that, we went. Not even but. We just played awful for the whole first half. We had a few chances, fair enough, well played. But nothing really happened in this game. I can't lie to you. The main thing was. That's at the end of the game. I can't go into that now. But Towns had a few shots here. Fosu played quite well. He created chances out of nothing, but the chances he created didn't end up going anywhere near on target. But yeah, I'll read out some stats to you from the game because from what I saw, because obviously I go to the game, it was barely any possession, probably like 2 shots on target, 3 maybe, 2 of them being goals. Oi. And yeah, if this game was, if it stayed how it was, it would be one of the worst games this season you've ever seen. It was boring as hell. I'm wrong. We had 53% possession. For a long time, Watford had all of the ball, and it was very boring. We had 4 shots on target. They had 2. We had 14 shots. They had 7. Now, that was what I was going to go on to say. They had all of the ball, in my opinion, but they didn't, clearly. They had a lot of the ball for a long period of time. They just did nothing with it. This is in the second half. They had a 20-minute period of just them all. We couldn't get our own half, and they had all of the ball, and they did nothing with it. Straight headed always. They won the header every time. Troy Deeney, straight to Richarlison's head. Well, his path, and Richarlison just ran down the line. And at the time, Fosu was playing, and he dealt with it, and they didn't really get much luck out of that wing. They did have 1 shot on goal. Speroni saved it rather easily. That was only their second shot and the only other shot they had on target. One of the biggest moments in the game, the reason why we left there with 3 points, Troy Deeney missed an open goal. Now this whole situation came from Yohan Cabaye. Yes, Yohan Cabaye misplacing the ball. I don't know how to describe it. You see, he went to pass it with his right foot, but his left foot kicked it for the ball further ahead, and he was unable to. He ended up just air kicking it, and then the ball gets snatched off by the centre mid. I don't know who was playing centre mid actually. For Watford, I think. Let me get it up for you. Decore. He played the ball out wide to Richarlison, who played the ball so well across, so far in front of Dan. I think he got the tiniest touch on it. If he did get a tiny touch on it, that was what prevented Troy Deeney from slapping it in the bottom of the net. But yeah, it was an open goal, and Troy Deeney just fluffs his lines. Genuinely, looking back on that moment, that's won us the game. You know, like you think about that. So that whole run of play, some of the key players, like rarely Yohan Cabaye misplaces a pass, and rarely Troy Deeney misses sitters. So kind of balanced each other out. So we went into the second half, started off really well, and then dipped off, and that's when what I described, with Richarlison all on the left. But then, a little substitution, Van Aanholt comes on. He was going to play left mid. He came on for Townsend, who had a bit of an average game, 6 out of 10. And Van Aanholt was on the wing, and then all of a sudden Fosu pulled up, and he had to come off, and now we've got no. Apart from Kelly, we haven't got any right backs at the moment, so it's a bit iffy. So Van Aanholt had to move to right back. Obviously, he's a left footer. This is the first game Van Aanholt played in a long time, and he played well. He brought a bit of a surge of energy. Cutting on the left actually gave an outlet, widened the passing range. Like, Foster-Mensah was kind of forced to go down the line and forced to play the ball into Townsend. But then Loftus-Cheek came out on the right, and he played quite well there. And another substitution, Sacco came on not long after Van Aanholt came on for who was it for? Oh, he came on for Foster-Mensah. Then that's why Van Aanholt went right back. So he went out on the left, replacing Van Aanholt on the left, and then James McArthur comes on for Jan Kabak, and they all actually brought a surge of energy that was missing from this game. And the biggest moment in the whole game, Tom Cleverley had a yellow card. A few minutes after, gets a second yellow for a really rash challenge on Schlupp. Red card, sent off. He walks off all smug. It's 1-0, mate. 87th minute. You think you're going to get any points here? No way. And we're all saying cheerio, cheerio, cheerio. I'm saying it with a bit of a pinch of salt because I thought, to be honest, I'm going to be honest with you, I thought we were going to lose, and I thought if we lost that game we were getting relegated for sure. But we fought, and it's so good. If you're a fan of a club, you see your team fight. They wanted to win that game. They want to stay up. These players are playing for the club, and that's what it means a lot. What was I going to say? So, one thing I want to say, referee again, so awful. Benteke and Zaha got just assaulted. They get touched, just pulled and tugged, and it's so annoying to see because the ref only gave 2 of the free kicks for Zaha out of the 8 that Daruyama and Mariappa done, and then on top of that, Benteke, I don't know who their centre back was, Cabaselli apparently, yeah. He just grabbed onto him and he couldn't literally wrapped his arms around his back. How can you get a ball, control the ball when you're being jumped on and rugby tackled from behind? And the ref just didn't give anything. And it's like, what are you watching? What game are you watching? But in the long run, it didn't matter. So the first goal, I don't know how the ball got in the box. I forgot. It was definitely Zaha, but it went straight to, I think, Sacco. He shot keeper straight at the keeper. It was an awful shot, but it was like a quick rush shot. Comes off the keeper. Then Benteke toe pokes it, I think, or it might have been Sacco again. I'm not sure. It all happened so quickly. That came off of Gomez's leg or something, and then all of a sudden Sacco just scuffs it over him, it bounces over and rolls in. At that moment, I'm celebrating my heart out because I think we've done it. We've got a point out of nothing. This is what I'll take a point. That's fantastic. We didn't deserve anything from that game. We've got a point. That shows that we're not a team that's just going to bend over and just collapse. And then we see 6 minutes go up on the stoppage time, and actually 6 minutes came up before we scored. Sorry, and I looked at my cousin. And I was just like, "There's no way." But when you're playing against 10 men, 9 men at one point, one of their players was injured and just couldn't be bothered after we scored the second. So the second, Schlupp has the ball, plays it out to Zaha. Sacco plays it to Sacco. Sacco back to Zaha. This is all on the right hand side or the left hand side of the pitch. He does a little drop the shoulder, comes back on his right foot, drills it across goal, goes down the line actually, drills it back straight to MacArthur. One touch, side foot, bottom left corner. Oh my god, I was buzzing. It was bottom right actually. Sorry, I was buzzing. This was such a massive goal, and it was 2 substitutions. So Roy Hodgson, you're magic, mate. You're unbelievable. He's got the substitutions. He's pulling substitutions out of everywhere. He's amazing. And now you look at the Bournemouth game. You look at it with actually that was good. 4 points from those games. I'd have taken that any day. I thought it would be the other way around. I thought we'd beat Bournemouth and lose and get a point against Watford. But I'll take a win against Watford any day. Now that's our 3rd win of the season. Literally, we scored 2. They scored 1. Watford take it away. I'm so happy. Literally, this only happened about. I've only been in for about 20 minutes, and I thought I had to get this one out real quick. Next game against Leicester away from home. Still haven't scored a goal away from home. Could we add to the record? 10 games we added to it. We beat Man City's record. I spoke about it in the other podcast. Can we beat it? Can we get 11? Can we beat it even more? Hopefully not. Leicester, they're a strong side, especially at the moment. They've been playing well. I could expect us to. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost that game because Mahrez and Vardy have found some form. But we've got 2 clean sheets on the road in a row, and I think I'd take a 0-0 against Leicester. 100% take a 0-0. I'd love a 1-1 because it would show that we can score away from home, because our home form is absolutely sublime. I'm so happy right now because you know the best thing about it is the late goals. It's so much drama. Like, people are leaving in the 85th minute, and I'm thinking to myself, West Ham, Stoke City, I've been put on the spot here. Bournemouth, even the penalty, like that late drama. Things are happening in the last minute at this club. Why would you leave? Just so you can get on that first train? No. Watch your team to the last minute. It's like what Ian Holloway said to the QPR fans. Was it QPR? I think I'm very wrong. I don't know who he manages. He definitely said to some fans that was for the fans that stayed because they came back from like 2-0 down and they won and lost or something like that. Basically, they came back from a losing position to win the game, and he said to the fans, "That's what you get for leaving. The fans that stayed, they're the ones who deserve to. Like, they're the ones that we won that game for." I'm just buzzing because that takes us, yes it does, out of the relegation zone for the first time this season. We are now 17th in the league. However, all the other teams below us have games in hand. But let me just get the right stats up. 14 points, 3 wins, 5 draws, 9 losses, minus 16 goal difference. Stoke City and West Ham United have a worse goal difference, so that's good for us. West Brom have now dropped down. Alan Partridge has not had that start-up that he wanted, that he did have at Palace against Tottenham. He got that start-up, that new manager buzz. But look at this. Stoke have played their game today. Yeah, Stoke have played. They're on 16 points. If we beat Leicester and Stoke lose, we leapfrog Bournemouth and them. Just come on, guys. We're gonna stay up. We're gonna stay up. Hopefully, if no one gets injured, because Foster Mensah's injured, so Van Arnold's got to play right back now. But I'm buzzing. And guess who West Brom, Swansea, and West Ham have to play? Swansea at home to Manchester City. They've won 14 games in a row, and they just beat Man United, their biggest game of the season, arguably. They've got to make a trip to Wales at 7:45 tomorrow. Do you think they're going to lose that game? No. I'm touching wood, because if they do lose that game, I'll be gutted. Because it would be the last minute, the last minute of the game, they'd lose their record to Swansea midweek. Guess who West Brom are playing? They're away from home at Anfield. They're playing Liverpool. They can't beat Liverpool away from. To be fair though, Liverpool are going to fight for that game because of that Everton result. That's another drop points there. And guess who West Ham are playing? They're playing Arsenal. Now, West Ham did beat Chelsea, so they're going to have a real big buzz. And Arsenal did drop points to Southampton. But come on. Ozil and Lacazette. Noah, don't let me down there, please. Thank you very much. Also, other teams that are around our area, Bournemouth, as I mentioned, they're playing Man United at home. Man United will want to recover from that poor performance against City. They beat them, and we beat Leicester. We leapfrogged them. Brighton are playing Tottenham and away from home at Wembley Stadium. They're on 17 points. That's only 3 points ahead of us. Literally, we win 2 games. We look at Everton. Everton are 10th in the league now. They were in the relegation battle not too long ago. Watford. This is a little bit of my opinion on this. Watford have lost 3 games in a row now. Yeah, they're 9th in the league on 22 points. Everton are 10th in the league on 19. So there's a significant gap there. Yeah. However, is there a significant gap there? No, there's not. That's 1 game. Oh, but there's a win in that. There's a distance there. But Watford lost 3 in a row, so they're going to slowly, I think, creep down the table. And that brings another. We're in the pack. There's Swansea, West Ham, West Brom, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Stoke, Bournemouth, Brighton, Huddersfield, and Southampton. I'm chucking it. And Everton. They're on 19 points. That's only 5 points ahead of us. Let's exclude Huddersfield, Southampton, Everton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams are in the relegation battle with us. 8 teams. 8 teams. And people are so confident we're going to relegate it. Are you watching football? Swansea, their result. Who did they beat? Oh, this is poor. Oh, who did Swansea beat? All right. Anyway, West Ham beat Chelsea. That's not supposed to happen, but they did it. Fair enough. But I'm so confident right now. This is the most buzzing I've ever been. Who remembers the Bournemouth game? Not me. That's done and dusted. It's happened. It's gone. We lost that. We lost that game, in my opinion. When I said we lost that game, I'm gutted. We definitely, because I didn't think we'd beat Watford after that performance. Because actually we played well, but I didn't think we'd. After, like, I thought we'd be in a low. But we came out there. We played awful. I'm not going to lie to you. We played the worst football I've seen this season. But we fought till the last minute, and that's what you got to do in this situation. Can West Ham keep it up? David Moyes has never kept a club. That's a lie. He couldn't keep Sunderland up. I don't think he can keep West Ham up. West Brom. Who is Alan Pardew at the end of the day? He was only good at our club because he has some history there as a player. Oh, if we beat Bournemouth, it would have been magnificent. 6 points from those 2 games we deserved. Actually, no, I'm lying. We didn't deserve a point from today. We deserve 3 points from these 2 games. We've got 4. See, in these situations, you've got to play bad and still get points. And that's what we did against Stoke. We didn't play our best football. We won. I'm buzzing. Oh my God, I can't explain it. I can't shout or anything because my parents are asleep. But a little shout out for Burnley. Burnley are now 4th. Burnley are 4th in the league. Burnley are 4th in the league on 31 points. So when Liverpool beat West Brom, because I'm predicting that they're all going to win those games at top 6, when they'll leapfrog them, and when Arsenal beat West Ham, they'll leapfrog them, and when Tottenham, when they beat, oh crap, who was it? Who were they playing? Was it Tottenham playing Brighton? They'll leapfrog them as well. But I'm really happy. So I've spoken about the other games coming up. Chelsea won today, 3-1 against Huddersfield. That helped us out. Thank you very much, lads. And Burnley, obviously, from their win against Stoke, has helped us out because Stoke are only 2 points ahead of us. It's the first time we've been out of the relegation zone, so allow me to be happy, please. The only benefit, the main benefit of being out of the relegation zone, hopefully by January, is we might seem a bit more attractive for signing players. So expect to see us be dabbling in the market. I'm saying that though, but I feel like we might lose Van Aanholt because apparently Sam Allardyce, Everton, also want Aubameyang. 60 million. Why would he go to Everton? Someone tell me. If they got him though, that would be better. He's better than Lukaku. That'd be amazing. But they're not even in the relegation battle with us anymore, so they can have him. They can do that. They can leapfrog us. They can be amazing. But yeah, you heard it here first. I've been saying it from day dot. Palace is staying up. Got a lovely picture here on the Premier League app. James McArthur celebrating with Tompkins and Dan. Dan is playing fantastic at the moment. I just love Dan. I've always loved him. He should have got an England start not too long, like 2 seasons ago. And that's what I find so funny. Yeah, Roy Hodgson says in the press conferences, he says Zaha's fantastic, this and that. Then why did you never give him an England call up? You gave him one. Why did you never? He's better than Theo Walcott, who's got call ups. He's better than Oxlade-Chamberlain, who's played out on the right. But no, now it takes you this long to know. That's it. And we've lost him to Ivory Coast. I don't know. I'm just buzzing. It's late. I'm tired. But Crystal Palace have won, and we're out of the relegation zone. Leicester on the weekend, and after that, Swansea. We could bury Swansea if we win that game, but we haven't scored a goal away from home. So who's confident? Me. I'm confident. We go against the odds. We score in the last minute of the game, huh? We do that. Get in. I love my Lithuanian fans. That's actually, I find that quite strange. If you're listening to this, I would like you to, if you're not family or friends, how did you find us? I find that really interesting. If you care, if you want to support, no one liked the video that I asked them to in the last episode, but we'll move on. We'll get over that. Just a little thank you to all the people who listen to the other podcasts. They're doing quite well. Well, one of them, the Benteke You Fool one, is doing very well, and I just want to say thank you so much. I put a lot of hard effort into these podcasts, and it's really lovely when you see the support come back. People only listen to the first 2 minutes of the hour one. Fair enough. People only listen to 1 minute of the 20-minute one. Fair enough. But if you click on it, I see 35 views and I smile. 7 views on the World Cup one. That's gone up. Oh my god, we're buzzing. We're doing up. Oh, thanks guys, it means a lot. Still only 2 subscribers though, and we did discover that was Noah. So lovely if you've pressed that subscribe button. Thanks for listening to the SentOff podcast. Come on, you Eagles. Watford 1, Crystal Palace